The conversation. First of all, first of all, first of all, the thing I didn't like actually, Mr. Segun Arinze, you are a legend and I love you so much, but why? Why are you such a bad father?
Okay, I guess you can't win it all the time. There are fathers like that. Even when I read the script, I thought the man should have actually put up a lot of resistance. He had the power. He even had the power to banish the so-called idiots, but he didn't because of traditions, customs, and what he was more particular about what people will say. And it was at the tail end that he realized it. But it was a big sacrifice for him to step down to save his daughter because he knew the consequences. A lot of fathers like that. Well,
Was it
number of them.
difficult for you as a father to play this sort of incompetent leader, incompetent
Well,
father?
my job first and foremost is I'm an actor. I'm
And
trained
you're
on
a
for
good
that matter,
one.
so I did
Good.
my job.
He's a fantastic actor. Yes. Because now you did it so well, you've made us all hate him.
No, I think you're using the wrong choice of word. You don't hate him. You just dislike his style. You don't like him. So what he did didn't resonate with you. Not that you hate him.
He triggered me. Oh.
It trigger
He
you, no
vexed
vex.
me.
Well, now that
Am I the only one?
okay. Excuse me. Face the screen. Play the back. That guy acted. I acted the role. I'm here now. This is Segun Arinze. And see you.
Eh. Uzee, why did you choose to tell a story like this and in a rural setting?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I think I was. I can fire his fire. So I think it's basically because I just believe I took it upon myself to give back to Northern society because I believe a lot of issues like this is happening in the North. Even while I was growing up, I can feel it. I, s- I know I passed through it with a lot of friends of mine. So I said, okay, I need to start telling original stories from Northern Nigeria. And the only way I can do that is by screenplay, is by storytelling, so that the world will know the little things that our women in Northern Nigeria, especially rural areas where they don't have the voice to speak out. So that's why I said, okay, look,
You wrote the screenplay?
yes.
When you were writing it, did it ever kind of bother you that a lot of the characters were a bit stereotypical? They were like one dimensional. They were just the kind of character that you would see in a story about another Nigerian woman in a village. Did you deliberately set out to do that, or was that just like the template you wanted to work with, that you want to just write a story about, a woman that's a stereotypical image of another Nigerian woman?
Okay, basically, it's an original story. It happened to a particular woman in Plateau State. Yeah. So the story happened to a particular woman in Plateau State. So somebody reached out to me that there's a woman that has been, passing through a lot with a family husband and all that. So I called the woman and we paid her transportation to Abuja and we sat down with her with my writers and she tell her own story. But the way the story is deeper than this. So we cannot bring it out in that aspect. We're going to have a lot of issue with maybe census board, for example, and all of that. So what we did was to bring a story in, but we need to tone it down a little bit with storytelling so that it can suit the audience to watch, so that it can be befitting in terms of telling the story, to balance it.
Miss Chelsea, you look beautiful, by the way.
Oh, thank you so
Doesn't
much.
she look beautiful? Can I hear some commotion for the dress?
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so
So
much.
you play a character that's you're playing Aisha, and she's trying to find her voice, and she believes in her humanity, and she believes that she's equal to, she should be treated like a human being. Did you feel like your character a stereotype at all?
Um, I did not particularly think that it was a stereotype, but I felt like it was a character that could that spoke to a lot of women, not even just the northern women, because as women we've always struggled, even where I'm from, as an Igbo lady, sometimes they say, oh, your place is just in the kitchen, take care of your husband, make sure the kids are okay. So I don't know that it was stereotypical in the way you're saying, but it was a character that I believe spoke to a lot of women. A lot of women could relate.
Was it difficult playing a Hausa lady? Was it challenging?
It had its challenging moments, I cannot lie, but I was born in Kano. I don't know if you all know about that. I was born in Kano. Yes, yes. So I've got the Hausa blood in me as well. But I've been out of the north for a long time. So having to bring Aisha to life took a bit of work. And I was just grateful that I had Uzee and Uncle Segun with me on set, making sure that we got the accents right, got the language right, and all of that.
You cry quite a lot in this movie.
Lord have mercy.
Talk to me. Talk to your sister. How you did take down? Because it's like every 5 minutes you were. Was it part of the script, or was it something you added to the character to kind of flesh her out?
Okay, so the thing with acting is internalization. As an actor, you read a script and you have to connect with the character. So even sometimes when certain things are not necessarily typed out on the script, because you have spent time bonding with that person, understanding who Aisha is, feeling her pain. When she's happy, you're happy. You create that bond and synergy with that person. So when it requires you to get emotional, it's a bit easier.
Wow, well done.
Thank
Well
you.
done. Uncle Shogun, I didn't know you could speak Hausa. I was pleasantly surprised the first time I saw the movie that your Hausa was organic.
Actually,
So how come ya akaini?
I grew up here.
Kaduna?
Tudun Wada Sabongari.
Sabon gari. Woo! Mu dama yan Kaduna ba mu da sauki.
Our home was directly opposite Chanchengi's house.
Chachangi's house in Tudun Wada.
Yes,
Ay,
and then there
oh.
was the what do we call that? The drainage that was there, and we used to go to one man's house, Malam Audu. We used to go pluck his guava. I remember, and then washing his cars. We would myself as children, and every time the guy would go, very funny incident. He had this guava tree, and he didn't want us plucking it. So every time he comes, he checks the guava tree. And nothing. There was guava and there was orange. There was one day he called me and said, "Sheku, yeah, cause you see this guava? Any day I see anybody example of my guava." Oh, laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. But it was fun growing up here.
At what age did you leave Kaduna?
I was about 18 when I moved to Jos, and I came back.
Wow. Oh, you now moved to Jos.
I went to Jos, I was schooling here in Apata, and then I had to go stay with my grandmother for a while. Stayed with my grandmother for like 5 years, and then came back to Kaduna before going to Ilori. We were traveling, and I used to visit Kano, Zaria. It's been a surgeon for me as a young man. So all that in my formative years. So when I became an actor, I told myself that was what I was going to do, and all those experiences now came to bear. So when it comes to speaking Yoruba, I go fluently with the Yorubas. I've shot quite a number of Yoruba films. I've done quite a number of Igbo films. I've done Hausa films, and I've done a bit of Akwa Ibom too.
So you're basically at home everywhere in Nigeria.
Well, that's the job of being an actor. It's your own advantage if if you're versatile with language, if you're fluent with language, actually, I'm learning Mandarin now. So
Oh,
yeah, I'm learning Mandarin gradually, but I hope
nice.
that by next year I should be fluent in speaking Mandarin.
So when you come back next year, we'll have a Mandarin panel.
LS. No, you know it was called Ni Hao.
Ni hao ma. So Uzee, where was this movie shot, and why did you choose the location?
It was partially shot in Abuja, and a bit
Don't
of
mind him. I was in Abuja. I was outside Abuja. He told me it was Abuja. I went
Because
far.
I'm shocked. What part of Abuja? Which one
Hey,
is
you don't want to know.
Abuja?
You don't want to know. Wait, don't talk. So he told me that we're going to shoot in Abuja. I was excited. I flew into Abuja.
Ah, they scam you.
They scammed me. Oh. We're now driving for long. I said, Uzee, it doesn't have much. Uncle Shego, you know, Uzee has a way of rubbing Ororo on my head. Uncle Shego, Uncle Shego. People were one remote village.
In Kuje or where?
I don't even know.
In Ane, where is this?
But all I said I hear was, then,
Uzee, where did you find one?
is behind the rock of Kuje. You know, like after Airport Road, that rock area is behind it. It's behind the rock.
What's
area.
the name
So
of
there's a
the
mini,
place?
there's a mini community there. Just very
Fulani
little community, like Fulani community.
Oh,
They wanted something totally different.
yeah.
and I was scared of rattlesnakes because there were rocks around there.
Oh, was filming in that kind of place challenging for you and your crew?
It was challenging because we have to go to town every day, and there was a sun, like
A
serious
sunstroke.
sun. Yeah, well, at times we have to wait till like 4 o'clock to start shooting. The sun was too much, so
No umbrella, no sunscreen.
he cannot
For where?
contain it because
Who
of
will give you
camera.
sunscreen? If I hear.
So
But I think there was only the flag.
Yeah, just for actors
Was
to
it
be
the
under
flag
it.
for us when we're shooting?
so I think it's time for us to open up the questions. This is gonna be short and sweet. I don't want a pistol. Ask me the question direct. You can see we are all sleepy here, so don't waste my time with a pistol. This side, Auntie Mariga, you people don't have question. No, I don't. I just, His Excellency Alhaji Ado Gidan Dabino, Bismillah.
My friend Uzee, do you have a security supervisor from northern Nigeria? Do you have
Yes.
a security conference before you shoot the film?
Yes, we have Naziru Gwangwazo. Yeah, he's part of the script supervisor of this.
Are you telling us the story of Hausa people from Jos or other languages in Jos?
Okay, so as I said, it's a reality story of a woman from Plateau State.
Languages. I am talking about the language.
Okay, so because we don't want to do that a language because we want it to be diverse.
It means she's not a Hausa.
No, she's not 100% Hausa.
That's the answer.
Yeah.
Thank you, very serious. There's a gentleman in brown, Agbada.
Sorry. Good evening. My question actually is similar to Malong Ado Gidan Dabino. I must acknowledge that this is a very rich film, and the representation matters a lot, and that's what Ado Gidan Dabino talks about, the representation. Because when you watch the film, you find the scenes oscillating from traditional customs. Is it truly Islamic? What are you representing? There is a conflict in the representation, because from day one, the leader, the traditional Islamic court, usually in most places, the Amir, the leader, is well versed in the Islamic tradition and is able to interpret the Islamic laws. But in this case, we're a bit confused. Malang Ali, the person who came to succeed the leader, what is he in the court? Is he a moral police? We don't have that in the traditional Islamic court or traditional Hausa Islamic culture. So there seems to be a conflict in the representation. And I'm sure so many people here will agree with me. And then, of course, Chelsea, Aisha, I don't know whether you still bore those bruises on your back. What whip was used? Was it barbed with thorns, or was it a chain? Because if it's the ordinary whip, I cannot see your back bleeding that way, the way it did. So I think it's important.
Thank you
And
very
then, of
much,
course,
sir.
lastly, where she was treated for the wound. That's not Islamic. You don't expose.
The back.
Her body was exposed. There are a lot of gaps. There are a lot of gaps, actually, that time will not permit us to discuss.
Thank you very
but
much,
this
sir.
is very important.
Thank you. I want a woman. The lady in hijab at the, is it teal or turquoise? Me, I don't know. When I went to school, it was primary colors they were teaching us. I don't know the rest. Thank you. I'm coming.
Hello, Uzee. Why is Aisha's husband called Abdullahi, and later on called Mustafa?
Hello? Because his name is Abdul Mustafa. Does that answer your question?
Madam BC at Japan. Give her the mic. She's in front.
Yeah, thank you. I really enjoyed the movie. Really, just a quick comment.
Let's have one. Yeah, let's listen. Let's listen.
So, movies are not always exact, and this, as far as I could tell, is not supposed to be Islamic, and therefore not everything is about Islam. And you don't ascribe Islam to how you treat a soul, how you know, we have our tradition and we have our religion, and they don't always go hand in hand. Secondly, as far as the whip goes, I myself, I direct theater. We have to step out and let our imagination take over. I mean, obviously, I don't know, maybe one day where we can technically do things, you know, really suspend and just understand that the idea, because remember, it's supposed to be 100 lashes. And if he was 50, and somebody even said 100, but, you know, the whole idea is she was beaten. So I commend you all for really
Thank you very
trying to tell
much.
the story.
Thank you so much. There's a gentleman here.
Please, sorry, Zara, I have a question.
Okay.
As opposed to a comment, right? First of all, well done, you guys. I mean, it's not easy to do something like this. And even from the comments in the crowd, like, I can feel the tension. So well done. I mean, I'm supporting you guys. And I understand why you guys are commenting as well. Where did you find the courage to do this? Uzee and Chelsea.
Where did you find the ginger, the courage? I'll come to him. Take the question. You'll forget. No, don't worry.
Thank you and good evening. So,
Sorry, are we in trouble? Because I saw you have a list.
sorry? No, yeah, I have a list of some things.
Guy, let's keep it brief. Night don't do. Night don't do.
So while we were growing up in our household, we didn't watch a lot of Nollywood.
I
And
can hear you. Can't hear you.
while we were growing up in our household, we didn't watch a lot of Nollywood and Kannywood, mostly because of the mistakes they made. We thought they were not good enough. And even when we watched, we had more fun picking out the mistakes than enjoying the movie. And after all these years, it seems the mistakes have not really changed. So we had in the scene of,
Are you asking a question?
yes, I'm asking a
So
question.
ask your question. There's no time.
I'm going to point out some scenes
Please,
that were
no,
some
I don't
mistakes.
want that. Please just summarize and ask questions. Time is going.
So there was the name change. There was a scene in the taxi where there's a tag behind her with HD camera. There's there's also the henna that hasn't vanished for all these years. Now the question is, how comes all these little mistakes go unseen?
Okay, so let me quickly answer the question. First, I'd like to take on Alhaji over there, your question about whether we were doing a religious film or whether we were doing a on what because we seem to be oscillating. Um, Uzee said from the word go that it was a story of a woman in Jos and just had a slight taint towards what went. I also want you to understand that there's something called dramatic license, and we can tweak in the story as much as we want it. So that gives us that urge, the sharp edge to twerk the story and tell the story our own way. Why? To start with, the audience do not have our script. They don't know our script. We have our script. We are telling the story. So that's very important that we get that perspective very, very right. And in terms of what you were just saying a while ago about what were you saying about makeup and blah blah? No movie, quote me, say Segun Arinze said it to you. This year makes it 43 years in this business for me. 43, quote me, 4-3. I started very young. No film, even in Hollywood, will tell you any film is perfect. Nothing is ever perfect. I was watching something about Michael Jackson two days ago on YouTube. Before he was talking before he died, that he listens to some of his music and he just has to let it go. The producer said, "Come, it's enough, it's enough." Because nothing is ever perfect. Only God is perfect. That's why you see when they have a child born, sometimes it comes out with deformed, sometimes it comes perfect, sometimes it's beautiful, sometimes the leg is so, sometimes three of them come with two heads. So nothing in life is perfect. So what do? You flow with the tide and you go. Life is dynamic. You go along with it, you change with it. Nothing is ever perfect.
Thank you, sir. There's a guy at the back. He's been raising his hand.
I think this is the part where you clap for me, right?
Yeah. Is it a question or observation? Because time is going.
Okay, yeah, both, but I'll make it very, very brief.
Okay.
So, first of all, I want to commend Miss Chelsea. I don't know, she reminds me so much of Nkiru Silvanus, also known as Bleble, because that woman can
crying,
cry.
Abby.
Yeah, yeah. And then, like Miriam said, she said, where did you get the boldness to make this? And because I know it takes a lot to do something like this. And it's just sad that instead of us to be happy that we're getting some form of, like Miss Chola said in the morning, she said that tell your story or someone else will tell it for you. And when they do, you should not complain. So we should be happy that there are people from here doing our story. It might be shabby at the beginning, but there's room for improvement. And then that's my comment.
And we enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah,
Thank
and then
you.
I believe that it gets
So
better.
I
Now my
think,
question. My question now to Mr.
Time
Uzee.
is, your time is
just
up.
a short, very short
Your
question.
time is
a very
up.
short question.
Your time is up.
So
I am repeating myself.
It's a very short question.
Your time
It's a
is
very,
up
very short
and you
question.
are eating into my time.
I would have been done by now.
Collect that microphone. Thank you. You don't have discipline. Your time is up. Your time is up. So you will have to answer the questions now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to respond to what Miriam and the young man had said. Where did we get the courage to make this film? Honestly, this is one of the many reasons I decided to be an actor, to tell difficult stories, to tell different stories, to tell stories that people cannot tell. And I am not shy, or I don't run away from this difficult storytelling. I do not run away from it. Matter of fact, those are the kind of scripts that I look forward to working on and working with. So when I got the script, I read it, I instantly knew that for a fact we were going to get on set and make this film. I had some issues and some questions which I called on Uzee, and we spoke about it. He assured me of certain things, and I said, you know what, let's go. There were certain scenes, it took a lot to get me to get there, but what kept me going was, Chelsea, somebody needs to do this. And if I'm here now, then I will gladly do it. And I am so grateful that we made this film and we got it to the point that we got it to. I get messages every day. This film was made a couple of years ago, right?
Oh,
Yes,
how long
2 years
ago?
ago.
2 years?
Yes, 2 years ago. And I still get messages to this day saying, I saw this film, and every time I see this film, it speaks to me in this way, in that way. Thank you for speaking up for me. And honestly, this is why I do what I do. This is why I do what I do. And thank you all for watching and giving us your comments at the end of the day. We don't take it for granted. We are still growing. We will make mistakes, but I promise you what we will not stop doing is telling our stories.
So, Uzee, I have a question from my daughter. She was very, very upset. Her name is Aisha, and she was very, very upset that you put her namesake through hell. So she asked me, I hope the live stream is working. Aisha, Emma. She asked me to ask you, if not, I should not come back home. That why was it necessary to put Aisha through hell? So look at the camera and answer my Aisha. Thank you. Put her through so much.
I'm so sorry, my dear. It's not me. It's story. It's story, okay? I'm so sorry. Story. And as you can see, I was there for her till the end. I was there. Kafaya suffered in my hand because of her.
That brings me to justice for Kafaya. Some of my friends on that side of the room, they are not happy with what you did to
They were rooting
Kafaya.
for her, yeah.
Because why? Why?
Because I don't want to, I just love my wife. I want her to.
So northern men don't cheat.
Of course.
And they are romantic. So we'll take a question
But
from the gentleman in white.
Sometimes your eyes fixated on somebody.
Time is gone.
Yes, no, I just wanted to ask a quick question. It was an emotionally tasking film, to be honest. Even Chelsea, amazing.
Thank you.
Did you deliberately inject humor, into it? Like the chief, he was so ridiculous. Was that deliberate?
Yes, just to calm because the movie was too tense.
Yes.
So once in a while, the director, Ines to be directed it. So once in a while, he was like, it's too up there. Please, let's bring it down a
Just to
little
create
bit.
a balance.
Let's bring it down a little. And again, I want to quickly say this, please. He was supposed to be here, the director, Ines to be. He's not around. He's filming in Ghana. He sent his appreciation. And this film is selected for TIFF in Canada this year.
Wow.
Upon imperfection, we're going to Canada. 3 of us
Yes.
this year in August is selected because. Thank you. So one of the reasons why they selected it is because of originality in terms of story. That's what they said. Because I think the world wants to start seeing our stories. They are tired of us speaking too many English in movies. So they really want to start seeing local stories.
So
basically that's
just to add some context to it, the wicked guy that they gave a dirty slap is actually the director of the movie. Yeah, so give him a round of applause.
Yes.
So continue, sir.
Okay, my name is Yusuf. I actually have, the film was so great. And
Organize, don't do. Question, straight.
You see, I actually spent 2 hours just to get this mic. So please, just 2 minutes will
Go ahead.
Fine. It's so beautiful. I actually loved her. How I wish I can even have her number. Would have been great.
This is not that panel. It's not that panel. That one is later.
Okay, by the way. But you see, I'm sorry to say, but I'm not a professional actor or a movie
Please,
person.
just be brief, sir, please.
But I have a serious concern because there is a gross misrepresentation of the people the movie is depicting from the story the movie is telling. The movie is depicting the culture of Hausa, which is intertwined into religion.
Oh, sorry,
And-
I'll have to stop you in your tracks. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We had said this from the onset that it's our story. What you're saying is akin to what Alhaji just said. It's our story. Now, because of the sensitive nature of what we're doing, we had to adapt. We had to twerk it. We had to twerk the story.
You see, I don't have problem with twerking.
Yeah.
But when you are twerking,
I don't mean that kind of twerking. I don't mean the kind of twerking you are thinking about.
excuse me. You see,
I don't know the kind of twerking you are thinking about, but I'm
I'm-
twerking the story.
It's
So
okay.
you are twerking, we are tweaking.
It's okay.
tweaking.
We,
Okay,
we get it.
So
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Please pass the microphone to the front. Thank you so much.
it's our story,
you can have
please.
this discussion with them later, but
Yeah.
we're out of time. No, I want a woman. I saw somebody raising her hand. Maybe she has left. Okay, there's her. Yeah.
My question is not much. I'm just concerned about that child. That,
Silence, please.
that baby that baby that his mom is bathing. Did you tell the baby before or the mother like? But the mom's face is showing.
This is
that's
backside.
why I see in the back now. They
It's
know.
backside.
They knew we were filming them. They knew.
Yeah. Okay, so Khadija will be the last question, I think. Khadija, please, brief.
I'm sorry, I'm going to talk. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Don't twerk.
Don't
no
twerk, just
twerking
tweak.
allowed.
Just tweak.
Hello.
The panel
Hi.
for twerking is at 2 a.m. for those interested. Just come by 2.
Hello. Hi. I want to start by thanking the gentleman in the brown agbada. That was such a wonderful question. I will not repeat it. But one thing I want to say is Uncle Segun has said that, they twerked.
Twerk. With a twerk.
The twerking begins at 2 a.m. Okay? This
They
is tweaking.
twerked one or two things, right?
Ask the question.
And as much as I understand that it's your creative liberty, I do believe that when you're telling a certain kind of story, it must be accurate and it must be believable. I am from a royal family, and there is no way a man sitting on the throne would happily abdicate his throne for any reason. And I say that because I asked my father to do it and he did not. There is no way a man born within royalty, a man that grew up watching his parents before him, seeing how he is being treated.
What is the question, Khadija?
It's not a question, it's a comment.
It's a
Okay.
comment.
I'm offended.
Wrap up the comments. Okay, the comment is you are offended because someone abdicated. Okay, so Uzee, over to
Once
you.
again, dramatic
Mr. Shegun,
license.
please, a
Time
second
is
so that
going.
so that we can go. Okay, so a quick one, yeah. After this movie, there's a movie I'm shooting in the next 2 months. It's about curry. I don't know, maybe not some people know what is curry. Curry is about women that have bone that smells. So that story is going to be a huge topic. No, I'm
We've
coming
already
to you.
answered you now.
Yeah.
Laying
That was the question.
foundation.
You said
Yeah.
you said there were the comments.
So I'm coming to you. So the problem is, all these years we have been silent about it, and nobody from northern Nigeria want to tell
Can
the
we
story.
have some silence, please?
So nobody from northern Nigeria and deep northern Nigeria want to tell this story, and a lot of people in northern Nigeria are passing through that issue. A lot of them actually, because I was in the hospital in Gombe, in Kaduna, in Kano, and all that. Now, for example, if we tell that story, people like you will come out and say from the Emir Palace, that's not how it is. I know, I'm just giving you example. So the reason why we tell that story like that Segun Arinze as a king had to step down, is to make the story just interesting for you to watch.
But the human
I
angle.
didn't tell you.
No, he had to
about-
save his daughter.
Excuse me, sir. calm down. So, like, what
Auntie,
I
okay,
think
wait,
she's-
sorry.
Excuse me, sir.
I'm sorry,
I'm the moderator.
I
sir.
know, I know.
Yes.
Okay, you know what? Wait, I want to start the problem. Shut down. You know what? We don't shoot our story. Go shoot your own.
Okay, so we have to wrap up so we can prepare for the 2 a.m. one. So thank you, everyone. I wanted to ask because I'm also concerned about the accuracy, and I think maybe you don't understand the concern. Let me finish, sir. Just calm down. I think the concern is that we don't want the story to be told in a way that is not actually like the reality back home. Do you understand? While keeping in mind that of course you have creative license to change the story how you want. I think it's also valid to say, is this really accurate, and is this something that could happen with us? Yes. So
Earlier, as I told you earlier, if I tell the story the way that woman said it, trust me, the entire northern Nigeria will be on fire. Because what the same emirs palace locally is not like palace, it's a local, this kind of local sarauta in a community. What they did to that woman up to rape. I'm telling you. So if we tell it, the same people like this, they will just everyone will catch fire. So we have to bring it down a little bit.
So before everywhere will catch fire, I think we should just go home. Let's go home. Then we come back for the twerking, innit?
Let's give Fatima